Hi, my name is Peter Wyckoff. I'm a student from Yale University applying for Breakthrough for the summer of 2014. Today I'm going to be talking about paragraphs, specifically identifying the parts of an effective paragraph within the writing section of Breakthrough. So hi guys, what did we talk about the last time?
We talked about the different parts of an essay, including the introduction, the conclusion, and the middle body paragraphs.
Perfect. So today we're going to talk more about these paragraphs. And it's important to remember that these paragraphs kind of mimic the structure of the essay within one small paragraph. So to talk about that, remember how we discussed how essays are like hamburgers? With an introduction as the top bun, the supporting paragraphs is kind of the meat and the real stuff of the essay, and then the last bun is the conclusion. So we can talk about that with paragraphs too. Paragraphs are kind of just like mini essays. They have a topic sentence, which is like an introduction, it's like the top bun. Then you have supporting evidence, so within it you'll have like sentences that kind of support the topic sentence, which is what you're like trying to show, your mini point. And then your conclusion will just wrap that up again. So this is like a very, very important structure for each of your paragraphs that mimics the entire structure of the essay, and that's common in lots of different pieces of work. So you could have this in an op-ed in a newspaper, in a poetry analysis for an English class, or even a research paper about medieval Japan, and always the same structure. So going more into depth, you'll start with a topic sentence, which will kind of be your point, what I call the point of the PEC, and then you'll have an explanation of that point, which will have supporting points, examples, and then you have a conclusive sentence, which kind of wraps up that point again. So when you think about it as a hamburger, it's really important that you have all these parts, because if you don't have all these parts, it makes a weird shaped hamburger, but it also makes a paragraph that a reader will have trouble understanding. Like for example, if you don't have the top bun or the topic sentence, then you're going to have a reader who doesn't really know what this paragraph is about or how to attack it. And if you don't have evidence in the middle, then it's kind of just going to be an empty hamburger, which, no meat, and it's not going to mean anything to the reader. They're not going to see what you've proved. So looking at some examples. Here's an example paragraph of something I wrote when I was in middle school about a textual analysis of Ethan Fromm's house. So you can see how it's kind of one whole unit, and this is a paragraph, and it makes sense. But it also can be divided into three sections we've talked about. That's to say a topic sentence that announces that in this paragraph I'm talking about the feeling of loneliness created by the description of the house. And then I give evidence of this, and then I'll conclude by saying that it's lonely, and I'll even add something. I'll say that we kind of feel bad for Ethan Fromm because of his house. And then moving on, here's an example of a paragraph from an op-ed. This is from the New York Times a couple days ago talking about Syria, and this paragraph can also be divided into three sections. So the topic sentence, some supporting evidence, and then rewrapping that up and kind of adding to it. So, guys, looking at this paragraph, what do you see that's wrong with this one?
It doesn't have a topic sentence, and it doesn't really have a conclusion.
Yeah, you're totally right, Rachel. So one way we could kind of fix this paragraph so it has the three parts of the structure we've talked about is to add a topic sentence and conclusion sentence. So I added this topic sentence which says there are 3 reasons why Canada is one of the best countries in the world, and this conclusion sentence which says as a result, Canada is a desirable place to live. And so then you get this very good structure that makes it very clear to the reader what you're talking about in this paragraph about Canada. So to wrap things up, this is what you need to remember, that the structure of a paragraph kind of mimics the structure of the essay as a whole. That it has a topic sentence, which is kind of like an introduction, supporting evidence, which is like supporting body paragraphs, and then a conclusion sentence, which is like a conclusion. And that's common in lots of different kinds of texts, like this text about Canada, or the op-ed about Syria, or even this textual analysis of Ethan Fromm. Okay? So to remember what we learned today in the presentation about paragraphs and their structure, we're going to quickly learn a little chant that should help you remember everything. So the chant goes, got a paragraph, don't know what to do. 3 simple letters will help you through. Just think PEC, point, explain, conclude. That's how it's got to be. Okay? Do you guys want to practice all together?
Yeah.
Here we go. Got a paragraph, don't know what to do. 3 simple letters will help you through. Just think PEC, point, explain, conclude. That's how it's got to be. Perfect, guys. Thanks a lot.